All right, now if you're watching this video, chances are you've already installed Windows 7. You've set up your own user account. You've loaded all your files in, your picture files, etc., which allows you to then set your own personal theme using one of the Arrow themes. Now we're able to start customizing our computer so that it looks and has shortcuts and has all kinds of things that we want in order to make it friendly. Now, we're going to start with, I guess, shortcuts, how to create more shortcuts for our desktop. Because when we come to the Start menu, we have recently used applications up here. We also have all programs. But if you know that you're going to be using certain applications quite often, you might as well create some shortcuts for your desktop. Now, again, the quickest way to do that is to simply right-click on one of the programs, and then you would ask to send to, and then here, desktop, create shortcut. Okay. However, you also have the ability, as we discussed earlier, to pin a shortcut to the Start menu, or to pin one to the taskbar. So I'm going to take Excel because I use it all the time. I'm going to put that right on the taskbar. And now it's been added to the taskbar. Okay. Now, your taskbar may include things that you've pinned to it, or it might just include programs that happen to be running right now. And once you're done running them, they will be removed from the taskbar, so they're only there temporarily. I wouldn't load it up too much if I were you. However, the ones that you use all the time, you might want to put them on here. So I'd probably be adding front page to that as well. So again, it's just right click, and you can either send it to your desktop as a shortcut, or you can pin it to the taskbar. One or the other. I wouldn't bother with both really, because you're going to be using either one or the other to get there. Now, you would want to spend some time and just put on your desktop the programs that you use on a regular basis. They don't all have to be there. And unfortunately, when you load software, it always wants you to put it on the desktop. And if you don't want it on the desktop, right, you can just right click and delete. Now, you're going to get this message. Are you sure you want to move this shortcut to the recycle bin? Deleting the shortcut does not uninstall the program. So you're not losing Microsoft Word, and you can still get to Microsoft Word from the Start menu if you'd like to. Okay? Removing a program actually is much, much more difficult than this, which is a good thing, because you wouldn't want to inadvertently do that. So here, if I want to get rid of this shortcut, I would say yes, because I seem to have it down here on the taskbar already. Now, the advantages of putting things on the shortcut on the taskbar versus on the desktop. If it's on the desktop, you have to double click to get into it. Not a big deal. If it's on the taskbar, single click and you're in. Okay. Now, that's one of the benefits. One of the other benefits is if it's on the taskbar, if I right click on that, it will show me a list of up to 10 of the most recently used files that I've used in this application, which is quite handy. Same thing with Explorer here. It'll show me 10 of the most frequently visited websites that I've visited, which is really a bit of a time saver, kind of handy. It's one of those tools where it's so new that I keep forgetting that it's there. So you'll want to keep that in mind. So you right click, and it, rather than just launching it, it will often give you a list of files that you've used recently, and then you can open them directly from there, rather than open it and then have to go to open file. They call that a jump list. Okay, so right clicking will provide you with a jump list that you can go to. When you've got an application open, again, this is only working because that arrow, I've chosen one of the arrow themes. I'm actually able to preview the files that I'm working on right now. So I've got all these files open, and they're running on my machine right now. And if I just scroll, I'm just scrolling over the icon here on my taskbar, and I'm able to preview the files. And right now I didn't even click. I'm just resting my mouse there, and it's showing me that file, and now it's showing me that file. And of course, if I click on it, that file is now active and maximized on my desktop, which is quite a neat new little feature. Another feature that I like a lot is the ability to just scroll through the things that I have open. Now, one of the ways that I can do this is by using Alt and Tab. And Alt Tab provides me with this little view, and then I'm able to click on whichever one I want to work on. So I have my Alt key down, and now I'm hitting Tab, and now if I keep clicking Tab, it's moving from one window to the next, and then I can select the one that I want to work on. Now that one's being used. That's one neat one. Okay, so that was Alt Tab. One I prefer over that one yet is your window key. You have a window key on your keypad. Okay, it's got the Windows symbol on it. This one right here. Okay, so you have a key on your keypad that looks exactly like this button right here that I'm pointing to at the bottom right. So put that button down and then hit your Tab key. And this is what you get. So I'm hitting Tab, 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 and whichever one's in the front, if I let go my window key, that's the one that now comes up. So that's window key, Tab, Tab, Tab. And it just makes it a lot easier to navigate through all of the different things you might have running at the same time. Not only is it kind of practical, but it's actually very cool. Another cool feature is if I've got two Word documents open at the same time and I want to view them both at the same time, they don't even need to be two Word documents actually. I like to use the media player the media player and the media center, and I'm able to watch TV on one side of the computer and actually work on the other side of the computer. So now, when we used to want to tile these, we'd have to right-click on the taskbar and tile vertically. Well, they've made it easier. They've set it up now so it's got this bump feature. So I'm selecting my window from up here, and now I'm going to take the window and I'm going to bump it to the right-hand side, and that parked it. And it's only taken up exactly half the window. And I could take the other file and bump it on the right. And now they're perfectly tiled vertically is what we used to call it in the past. Now, if I want this one here to take up the whole window, I bump up and that automatically maximized. Now, for those of you who maybe are new to this whole Windows and computer thing, this is your minimize button, which means be as small as you can, and it parks it down here. Okay, and this is your maximize button, which is be as big as you can. So you can either hit this button or you can take this and you can bump it up, and that maximizes it. And of course, the last one being close, which would close this file altogether. So again, a couple more neat features that are available as long as you're using one of those arrow themes. Now, once you've set up your taskbar to have all the shortcuts that you want and your desktop. So let's maybe add one or two to the desktop here. So I can right click. I'm going to go to something that I really use often here, and I'll go to Microsoft Office, and I'll ask for PowerPoint. So I'll send PowerPoint to the desktop. So once you've set it up, once you've set up your taskbar, there are other things that you can add to your desktop to make it friendlier. Now, they're called gadgets. So you can come, actually the gadgets, you right click right on your desktop and you ask for gadgets. And these are some of the, I believe it comes with 6 of the more popular ones. I've gone to get more online to see if I can find any that are very usable. I was hoping that the Daily Dilbert would actually be a cartoon, but all they do is they change the characters every day, which really I didn't find all that neat. One that I really like, I realize we have a clock down here. I just like the way this thing looks. So if you take the clock and you click it and drag it, you could put that on your desktop. And I like the calendar as well. And I also like the weather, and it'll allow you to change the city that you get. Now here I'm getting Ottawa, Canada. So let's just play with those 3 gadgets for now. When you scroll over your gadget, you're able to close it, of course, which I don't want to do. You're able to go into the options, which I may want to do, not for the clock. The clock I like it like that. And here they allow you to move your gadget around, but I liked it right up here. Now for the calendar, you have this option. You can ask for the larger size, which gives you the date and the entire month. Okay. Or you can minimize it and get only the day. Or I found if I click right on the calendar, I double click the calendar, sorry. If I double click the calendar, I can now see the entire month and the day is highlighted. I find that to be a little bit more practical. So I'm going to leave that. Now I'm just going to drag this up a little bit. And of course, close. Here you can have a larger size, which actually gives you the forecast if you want. And you have options, which of course you're going to want to do because I don't live in Ottawa. So I'm not going to want Ottawa. So let's say you live in Toronto. And you can change your temperature setting if you'd like. And I will hit OK. And now it's searching and it's asking which Toronto do I want. And it's Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And OK. So now, providing you're connected and you're on the internet, this will adjust on a regular basis throughout the day to let you know exactly what is happening with your weather. So again, that was right click and gadgets. Feel free to go online to see what else you might want to use. It's very similar to the apps that you have on your portable cell phones these days, on your smartphones. All kinds of different little apps that you can put right on your desktop just to make it a friendlier place to work. I almost forgot. Speaking of friendlier places to work, there's a feature here that Windows calls Show Desktop. And if you just hover your mouse over it, it takes 2-3 seconds and it shows you your desktop. However, if you just go over there and click on it, it immediately shows your desktop. Now let's be honest. This has nothing to do with showing your desktop. It has everything to do with hide what I'm doing. That's really what it should be called, right? Hide my stuff. So if you want to hide your stuff because someone's coming and you don't want them to see what's on your screen, just come over here to the right, click, and it just hid your stuff. Great feature. Love it. I'm sure we're all going to use it.